You don't need a new month or a new year. You just need a weekly reset to get you back into alignment. I'm going to talk about a couple things that help me go from mentally fried to feeling in control again. So let's get right into the video. Step number one is to check in with yourself. I've talked about this before, but doing an energy audit on where you feel mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, everywhere, Elise, it's gonna be imperative to how you really feel about where you're headed next. Journaling, creating a video diary, creating a voice note, whatever form of creativity that you can do that continuously you can check in with yourself, go back, check on your progress, I recommend doing. For me, journaling is something that I'm trying to do, but it's harder for me to sit down and just like write it out consistently. So video diaries, kind of just finding moments where I take a couple seconds to say what was going on with my week, what did I do, how did I feel, did something happen in my week, did something not happen in my week. That way I can see I've probably been feeling this way because of X, because of Y. I'll ask myself what drained me and what gave me energy. And this is the point where you're honest with yourself. You show no judgment. Maybe this is just a quiet space. If you feel better doing this with a group of people because you need accountability, do that too, but let it be a trusted group of people. And know it is okay. But it's only okay when you're honest and you're not like, yeah, I feel fine. You don't feel fine, and that's fine. But maybe you do, and that's also okay. But whatever it is, it has to be completely true about how you're feeling, or you can't get the most out of this. Step number two is to declutter your space. If you have a messy environment, more than likely your mind feels messy too. Start with resetting one space. Don't say I'm gonna like clean my whole apartment, clean my whole house, whatever. It's either your desk, your purse, your kitchen counter, your bathroom, your bedroom, but one place. Slumps love chaos. So if you're feeling like you are just like down, but nothing's necessarily wrong, you sometimes really need to look at how are the things around me looking. Clarity begins in a physical space. Always. Light a candle, create a vibe, play some music, whatever you need to do that feels like I am recentering myself, or I feel like I'm safe and relaxed in this state of mind. That's what you need to do for yourself. For me, I like to put on gospel music. Sometimes I will reorganize my folders to try to just get a little bit more into feeling like I'm organizing my mind. Because if my laptop screen looks decluttered, more than likely my mind will start feeling that way too. But that's just mine. It could be different for you. Step number three is to brain dump everything. Get the mess out of your heads. Similar to step two, task, thoughts, guilt, reminder, put that on a paper somewhere. Physically write pen to paper, keep a notebook, a notepad, whatever, and dump all of that onto the sheet so you're not holding it. Even if you're not thinking about it 24/7, subconsciously your brain is still figuring out, how am I gonna do this? If I need to do that, will X and Y feel this way? Will I have to, like, you're just gonna be everywhere if you're constantly thinking about things that aren't on paper, where you can come back to it and create a designated time where you actually think through what the plan looks like. This isn't necessarily planning, it's releasing mental clutter. And I don't feel like as a society we do that as much because we don't create the space in order to be able to get that mental clutter onto a place where we can start organizing our thoughts, minds, feelings, whatever. Step four is to review the past week. So I talked about in step one to just kind of look at everything, do a check-in, but now we're in the day-to-day. So the last 7 days, what worked and what didn't, at work, at home, in your relationship, at the gym. Really think about the routine that you have and see what worked and what didn't so you can start improving on that. If you don't have a routine, that's the biggest part of this. Sometimes you need to shift and think, I just kind of do everything everywhere. I might need to have a structured schedule so I can start seeing different things with my life. Don't shame yourself, just observe and realign. Step number 5 is to plan with intention, not pressure. Set 1 to 3 must-dos, not goals. I must do this by the end of the week or the end of the day. I recommend daily because when you can check that and cross that off of your pen and paper notepad, it feels so rewarding to know I actually did the thing that I said I was going to do today, and now I can go into tomorrow feeling like I can do the same thing, if not better. Anchor the week to how you want to feel. I actually did that for the first time in a really long time this past week. Internally, I said, I want to be focused. I want to be productive. I want to show up kind in moments that are challenging. Externally, I want to make sure that I can provide help. How can I serve others when my capacity is not overflowing? That really helped putting it out on paper, because then I'm thinking to myself, this is what my goal is of the week. And if I do this, it's a good day. And then it eventually turns into a good week. But through all of that, you also need to schedule in rest and joy. Productivity isn't punishment. So you have to know, I've been 80% productive throughout this week. The 20%, I need this time to rest and recharge. That could be a massage, that could be Netflix, that could be whatever it looks for you. Sitting in the park, sometimes working out is recharging for people. It's whatever works for you. But you have to sit time and have time with yourself where you can figure out what that is. Which kind of brings me into my next point, which is step 6, move your body. Daily movement is pivotal in creating your dream life. Even if it's just for 10 minutes, you don't have to do an hour workout. This is for an energy flow. I've noticed that when I'm walking on the treadmill or I'm going for a walk, I get my best ideas simply just because I am just doing some movement. It's making me feel like my brain is like not overpowered and it's not overflowing, but it's like we're getting the gears turning. What can I do? What can I provide value? How can I be better this week? Walk, stretch, dance, anything that has movement attached to it, commit 10 minutes a day. Movement tells your brain we're not stuck. And that is the subconscious part while you're also feeding the physical part of you. Step number 7 is to do one thing that makes you feel like you. Skincare, journaling, vlogging, hot shower, vision board, whatever it is. When you feel off, remembering what you like to do gets you back to yourself, or starts recentering you into feeling more like you. You have to carve out an hour a day. No excuse. The same way you show up to that morning meeting, that's the same way you need to show up to the thing that recenters you, or you're not going to feel like you're in alignment with yourself. Therefore, you can't do your best work in any capacity of your life. And step number 8 is to do a digital detox. Every Sunday, I've been working to try to just stay away from screens. There are times where I'm going to have to use my phone for a GPS, but that's it. That can look like knowing, all right, I'm going to stay away from my phone if someone calls me. If I need to answer a work text because I'm in demanding work, fine, that's the exception. But for the most part, it's going to be on the ringer away from me. So I can still get to it if I need it, but I'm not waiting on it. The other part of a digital detox, if you're not really on your phone, but you still feel disorganized, clear tabs, delete random screenshots, organize your notes app. There's so many things that you can do to make you feel realigned, but you have to create the time and make space for it so you can make space for your dream life. Because if you don't make space for the little things, when the big things come, you won't know how to manage them and keep them. Getting them is one thing, keeping them is another. Clean your inbox. Lord knows I can delete 20,000 Gmails. You have got to start seeing the things around you that you interact with on a day-to-day feel a little bit more organized so that you can feel that way about yourself. And if you take nothing else from this video, remember, a reset is not about doing everything. It's about doing something that reminds you, I'm in charge. I'm in charge. God leads my life for me. But I know that without action, I can't see steps to move me forward. That's what's going to help you keep recentered. If you have moments in your day where you're seeing that often, you have to do that once a week so I know I'm ready for the week. Things might pop up, but I can always go back to what my plan was. What's my internal and external goals for the week? What am I decluttering? What am I setting myself up for success? That's what's most important. Don't get down on yourself, and know that it just takes a weekly routine, sitting down with yourself and seeing where you're at to show up best for the following week. Because remember, it's 1% better every day. So if you stayed to the end of this video, leave this emoji so I know that you're a real one, and I will see you on the next episode of Party of One Podcast. Peace.